I'm excited to make a do-it-yourself twine wrapped bottle to make a vase for Mother's Day, but it can be for any purpose. You can wrap any glass bottle that you would like in twine. It can be a wine bottle, beverage bottle, any sort of a food product bottle. Just clean the label off first and we'll be ready to wrap it in twine. I have this old vase that I'm going to cover. I didn't care for the colors in it very much, and I thought it would be a really nice one to put the book page roses in for Mother's Day. It would also make a great centerpiece for an event like a wedding. You could use larger bottles or several bottles of different sizes as your centerpiece and put in flowers. It would look really nice. There are various sizes of twines that you can buy, and this one is quite small in diameter. I already had it on hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use it since my vase is small. But there's larger ones, and I think that would work really well, especially if you are covering a larger bottle, like a wine bottle. I like to start my twine at the top of the vase and wind down. I'm sure you could do it either direction, but that's just the way I do it. So I'm going to secure the twine at the top by putting a bead of hot glue down and laying my twine in it from the bottom right to the top edge. And the hot glue works so well because it sets so quickly. And then I'm going to go ahead and put glue around the top edge and secure my twine to cover that top edge because my glass is colored and I don't want that to show. So I'm going to do a little bit of hot glue and put that down into it. And I'm just doing a little at a time because I find my hot glue will set before I get it all the way done. So be careful of your fingers. And this is where a thicker twine would come in handy because you can have a little more space between the glue and your fingers. Okay, so that covers the top edge of our vase or bottle, and you may choose to do that or not on your bottle. You can just start on the top rim if you want. Now I'm not going to cover this whole thing with hot glue. I've been told that you can just wrap this without any glue at all on the surface of the glass, but I'm going to put on some Elmer's glue onto the surface because I've found personally that the twine just kind of relaxes a little bit or something and then starts sagging on the edge. So I think this will keep it in place a little better. So I've got an old paintbrush and some glue here in my container, and I'm just going to cover the surface down a little ways with glue. So I'll go a little ways down the bottle with the glue so I can wrap a little while before needing to put more glue on. And this would probably work better with a tacky glue of some sort that kind of has a thickness to it. I didn't have any of that right now, so I'm going to use what I have, which is just a plain Elmer's glue. Okay, now we begin the wrapping part. So I just come right below the edge of what I've already done and keep spinning my vase or bottle. I want that to wrap real closely so that it covers all of the bottle. That's why I suggest taking the label off the bottle before you do this craft. Some people just put the twine right over the label, but sometimes it peeks through a little bit. And this is all there is to it. You're just going to watch me wrap and wrap. You can see why the smaller twine takes longer because it's just smaller in diameter. Okay, my glue is actually starting to dry a little bit, so I'm going to put a little bit more on. This glue dries clear, so you won't see it. I'm adding a little bit of pressure to the twine as I'm pulling it onto the glass with my fingers here. The twine does tend to relax a little bit over time, so I just want to put a little bit of pressure on it to keep it in place. This would be an easy craft for a child to do. If they're small, you can do the hot glue part for them, and then they can do this part. And the larger twine would work better for them. Kind of push it up so it's even. It's looking good. Trying to keep the twine as even as possible, as straight across, I should say, as possible. I suppose people could work in pairs and one turn the bottle and one do the twine. It works best to turn the bottle and hold the twine like this instead of wrapping the twine around, because the twine would then begin to spin and kink up a little bit. See if it gets apart a little bit. I just kind of scoot the twine up and cover everything so it's kind of packed together and nothing shows through the twine as I'm winding it. You can purchase twine at a lumber yard or a farm store like an Orchland's or a TSC. I don't know what you have close to you. Or you can buy twine even in a craft store. Again, remember this glue is going to dry clear, so it's okay if you see a little bit of it through the twine. So it's getting a little slicker as I get close to the bottom, trying to hold on and turn the bottle at the same time. Careful not to cross these over as you're turning. Found a couple times I've had to straighten my twine out. You could also cover your bottles in yarn if you'd like, and you could change colors as you go. Alright, we're close to the bottom now. Make sure it's all covered well and nothing's overlapping. Looks good. So I'm right on the very bottom edge, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little line of hot glue down here to secure this as I go. I'm going to wipe off any of the Elmers. I'll put down just a little bit of the hot glue. Needs to go to right there. I'm going to go ahead and clip it. All I need is this last little bead of hot glue to secure that. There, it's nice and flat. That's good. I've turned an old bottle into something that I can use. I love upcycling old things that would typically go into the trash, and a variety of different sizes makes a nice grouping on a shelf. This one is going to be used as a Mother's Day gift to hold the book page roses that we made in another post. I'll link it below. Do-it-yourself twine wrapped bottle vases are trendy and vintage, bringing back memories from the 70s. They're great vases for Mother's Day flowers and for decorations. For more Mother's Day ideas, come on over to welcometananas.com and join the fun.